Okay, so it's currently 11:37 p.m. at night, and all I can think about is unboxing the new AirPods 3. I should be going to bed, but I don't want to wait till tomorrow to do this. I'm gonna do it right now. I got a kind of a big knife here for the occasion. Probably a bit too big, to be honest. Super excited about this. This is... Wow. There it is. AirPods 3. It even advertises that it comes with a MagSafe charging case. That's one of the new things about this that isn't available on the existing AirPods Pro. So let's go ahead and just... Let's get that out there. Okay. Got a little designed by Apple in California. They got some stickers here, or not stickers, but notes that nobody cares about, so let's get that out of the way. But there it is. Wow. Wow. First impressions, this case is actually a lot smaller than I anticipated. It might be hard to tell, but the left here is the AirPods 3 case. The right is the AirPods Pro. So the AirPods Pro is a little wider, but wow, I'm actually surprised that the 3 is a smaller case and it feels a lot more compact. That's always a good thing. The main draw to the AirPods 3 is that you're pretty much getting all of the Pro features that come in AirPods Pro, but minus active noise cancellation. There's no transparency mode, and I think those are really the main drawbacks, as well as there's no silicone tip. So these come with tips to give you more of a snug fit, whereas these new AirPods, they don't. There's nothing, there's no tips on here. It's gonna fit on the outside of your ear, and you may or may not prefer this. So two things. Silicone tips in the AirPods Pro are nice because you know that these AirPods are gonna fit snug in your ear and they're not gonna fall out. But the number one drawback to these is that the pressure that these tips put in your ear when you have them in, for I would say after about an hour or so, I personally find it to be quite annoying. I'm actually kind of scared and worried that I'm gonna prefer the fit of these AirPods 3 because they don't have those tips. And I'm actually gonna test out the fit right now and see for myself. Okay, that's different. That is very different. That's something that I'm not used to. So these fit quite snug in my ear. If I shake my head around, wow, but that made me so dizzy. But that did pass the shake test. If I come out of my chair here and jump, it's not, I made a fool of myself, but it's not falling out of my ears. So that's actually quite good. That's promising that these are staying snug. They're quite comfortable, just kind of from a first initial impressions here. I kind of like it. I definitely found a lot of fatigue from the pressure of the tips of these AirPods Pros. So I'm gonna daily drive these for a bit and report back to you in a full review, but I kind of dig it. I kind of like it. You know, I'll have to see how I feel about getting rid of noise cancellation. MagSafe case, so that's one of the new features here with the AirPods. It should just click. Yep, there you go. Clicks right on. That's actually pretty cool. I actually really like that because I actually do charge my AirPods Pro with the case or with the MagSafe puck here, but it doesn't really click on. So it's a definitely nice feature that with the 3, it just magnetizes, which is kind of cool. So the great thing about buying AirPods and using it with your Apple products is that they just work right away. If I just pop the case open, it should give you a prompt here to set up the AirPods. So if you just hit connect, and then it's gonna do its thing, and then within seconds, it is paired. I actually find these really comfortable. I know I talked about this already, but I am not a fan of these silicone tips. Like, they're nice because I know they're snug in my ear, but I could totally see myself using these more often for like long phone calls, especially because they're not going to be putting so much pressure in my ears. These are actually a lot more comfortable to use in my personal opinion. So the first thing I want to test is the brand new spatial audio that they're adding to AirPods 3, so more people now can experience what this sounds like, because you could actually only get this on AirPods Pro and AirPods Max. But now you can get it on the entry-level AirPods. I want to try Disney Plus first because they support spatial audio, and from what I remember, it sounds pretty surreal. So let's play the Falcon and Winter Soldier here. Wow. It's nice. It's nice. This is crazy. So if you've never heard of spatial audio before, the main thing about it is that it has head tracking. So when you turn your head left and right, the audio is gonna maneuver in a three-dimensional way, so it feels like you're actually turning away from the audio. Like it's gonna sound like the sound is going away from my ears because I'm turning away from the iPad or from my iPhone. It's super cool for TV shows, movies, especially in Disney Plus. It works amazing. I honestly can't really watch movies now in any other way when I'm using a mobile device. I would prefer that there's spatial audio on it. Like, that's how good it sounds. Spatial audio was also in Apple Music, so I want to go ahead and test it out and see how good that surround sound really is. We'll try Shivers by Ed Sheeran. Okay. I probably like look crazy doing this, but it really works. Like the Ed Sheeran sounds like he's behind me right now. What I will say though is that spatial audio is like super hit or miss when it comes to music listening. I personally prefer just to hear it, you know, for what it is, like it is in Spotify. I think spatial audio only really sounds good in movies, TV shows, podcasts, videos that you're watching on YouTube. I think that's where it really shines. So another new feature with these AirPods 3 is going to be adaptive EQ. So Apple is essentially modifying and tuning the songs you are listening to ensure that it's giving you the most detailed, rich sound possible. That all sounds great. To be honest with you, we have no way of testing how good it actually is because you can't turn it off. Like, these AirPods 3 have adaptive EQ turned on at all times. So we're just gonna see what general music sounds like. We'll play, what's a good song? We'll play a Justin Bieber song. I'm a big fan of Justin Bieber. No shame for me. Oh wow, okay. So the bass on this is actually pretty good. The sound signature on these AirPods 3 sound different. Like, they don't sound like my AirPods Pro, and I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I don't know which ones sound better. I'm actually gonna go right back to the AirPods Pro and play this exact same song. I'm curious if I'm gonna... Oh, wow. Okay, so that was, to me, a night and day difference. I definitely think the AirPods Pro sound better than the AirPods 3. I immediately noticed it. AirPods Pro, just from the first 15, not even like 5 seconds of me playing that song, the mids and highs were way more clearer on the AirPods Pro than on the AirPods 3. Not to say that these sound bad. Okay. So, I mean, EDM sounds good, rap sounds good. Like, these sound good. And I mean, even though they don't have noise cancellation, I think if you just turn the volume loud enough, you won't really hear much of the outside noise anyways. Don't, you know, that's not medical advice, by the way. Definitely, like I said, I think AirPods Pro they definitely sound better in a significant way, in my opinion, but you may or may not have the ear for it. You may not even be able to distinguish the difference between these two, and that might be an opportunity to save money. In terms of the controls, you actually use the SIM to control it. So you press once to play, once to pause, double tap to skip to the next song, and then triple tap to go to the previous song. Apple did say that with the AirPods 3, they did actually pump more bass into it, and that is true. Like, when I'm listening to rap, like if I play, it sounds good. This actually it's good. Like the bass actually does sound pretty full. Like it's not, these are still AirPods at the end of the day, guys. These aren't gonna be the best sounding earbuds. But you know, they did improve the bass on these. If I go to the AirPods Pro, I just wanna really just make sure that the bass, I just wanna compare the bass here for a second. I wanna see if I can tell the immediate difference. Okay, so what I would say is the bass is very similar. It's hard to distinguish which has better bass. I think they both have decent bass, and you're gonna be happy with either the AirPods Pro or the AirPods 3, but definitely a huge noticeable difference in the mids and highs. AirPods Pro is still the king. I really think the AirPods 3 sound a little muted when it comes to those higher frequencies, when you really just want to hear the vocals. Sounds a little faint, that's all I'm gonna say. Apple says that these have a special acoustic mesh, so very similar to the AirPods Pro, so it's able to minimize wind noise when you're on a call. In the real world, I don't know how good that actually is. I mean, from my experience with the AirPods Pro, if it's windy outside and I'm downtown in Toronto, you really can't hear me unless I'm shouting. I can't imagine these to be much better. The great thing about AirPods 3 is that these are IPX4 water resistant, so you can work out in these and sweat in them and get a little bit of moisture on it, and you don't have to worry about them being damaged. And like I said, you can definitely, these are not falling out. Like, you can definitely work out in these if you want to, for sure. Another strong selling point with the AirPods 3 is that these are the longest lasting battery life AirPods Apple has ever made. And I'm also including AirPods Pro in that sentence. These have better battery life than the AirPods Pro. So you get up to 6 hours of listening time on a single charge, and then with the case, it can extend your listening time all the way to 30 hours with the recharge. So that's actually pretty good. So AirPods 3 also does support multi-device switching. So if I bring in the new M1 Pro MacBook Pro here, right now I am connected to it. And if I go ahead and try playing a video here, it's on the MacBook. And then if I go into my iPad and I try playing a song, it should. It switched. There you go. Easy as that. So there you have it. That's automatic device switching demoed there for you. Works great. Definitely one of my favorite features about AirPods in general, just how easy it is to switch between devices without having to constantly reconnect your Bluetooth. I think that is such an underrated feature and something that you will find very valuable if you are still on the fence about buying any kind of AirPods for that matter. So something exclusive to the AirPods 3 this year that isn't on any other AirPods is also something called skin detection. So while the song is playing and you're listening, I take it out, the song automatically pauses. But in the past, what would happen is if you threw your AirPods in your pocket or you placed it on the ground, it would start playing. Like the music would now start playing because it thinks it's back in your ear. So Apple updated it with this new skin detection. So no matter what kind of surface you put it on, if it's in your pocket or just not in your ear, it's able to better detect for that and actually keep your music paused. Anyway, that's my first impressions of the AirPods 3. There will be a full review on the way for these very soon, probably within a week or so. So definitely subscribe so you don't miss that. Drop a like down below, comment hashtag AirPods if you finished the video, let me know what you think, and I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace.